He bought a new gadget, smiling like it was a harmless upgrade. Then he said, "We're tight," and looked at me like I knew. That is when I realized money stress can be assigned silently. The bag with the logo. Sometimes the trigger is not the price, it is the timing. Afternoon sits at the electronics checkout and bright lights glare down hard. The card reader beeps and the gadget box slides forward in a bag. He taps his card, relaxed, like this is self-care in plastic form. My phone buzzes, and a spending alert lands like a small punch. I keep my face neutral because I do not want a public scene. He lifts the bag slightly and says, "This will save us time." I nod, but my throat tightens because time is not our issue. On the way out, he says, "We're a bit tight this month." He says it casually, like weather, like a shared fact already agreed. Then he asks, "Can you cut back on extras for a while?" My cheeks heat, because the extras usually mean my small comforts. I look at the bag again, logo bright, and my stomach turns. I say, "Tight since when?" and my voice comes out too sharp. He blinks, surprised, like I ruined a happy purchase moment. He says, "It's not a big deal," and that makes it worse. The receipt email pings, and the number sits there like a witness. I walk beside him, quiet, because my anger feels too organized. In my head, tight becomes code for, "You will carry it." When just one thing, it means just you. The fight is not the gadget, it is the fairness behind the label. Late afternoon sits at a bus stop and traffic breathes in waves. An ad screen flashes and my reflection looks tired and controlled. He scrolls reviews, excited, like the purchase is already justified. I stare at the sidewalk, feeling my jaw lock without permission. I say, "You bought something big, then told me we're tight." He says, "It's one thing." Like one thing cannot change a month. I say, "One thing becomes my anxiety," and my hands open, then close. He asks why I'm tense, and his tone sounds honestly confused. I say, "Because tight becomes my job and yours stays optional." He stiffens and says he's not trying to dump it on me. I say, "Then don't," and my voice shakes in a way I hate. He says he works hard and deserves small upgrades sometimes. I believe that, and still feel resentment rise like heat. I say, "I deserve comfort too, but mine gets called extras." He looks away, because that line lands closer to truth than he wants. The bus arrives and we stop talking because strangers are listening. The real budget is attention. Money is never just money. It is who gets to relax first. Evening sits at the kitchen table, and the overhead light feels too white. The laptop fan ramps up, and our bank app loads its dashboard. I pull up auto pays, and the list looks longer than his patience. He points at the gadget receipt and says it was a smart buy. I point at rent and insurance and say, "Smart buys still have timing." He says, "We can make it work," and I hear, "You will." I show him the pattern. When things get tight, I trim first. I cancel subscriptions, I delay dentist visits, I stretch groceries quietly. He does not notice because sacrifice looks like calm from the outside. He says, "Tell me what to cut," like fairness is a request form. I say, "I don't want to manage your adulthood like a project." His face tightens because he hears criticism instead of a boundary. I soften and say, "I want us to notice together before purchases." He says he hates feeling controlled, and I nod because same. I say, "Control is not the goal, shared reality is the goal." The room gets quiet because shared reality removes easy stories. A rule that starts before the box. A solution starts with friction, or it becomes another quiet assignment. Evening settles in the living room, and the TV whispers without meaning. The gadget box sits unopened, and the air feels oddly tense. He says, "So what, I can't buy anything?" And his voice sharpens. I say, you can, but my tone stays firm, just not blindly. He says, you're making it heavy, and my chest tightens fast. I say, you made it heavy when you said tight after buying. He exhales, then asks what I want that feels fair. I give 2 options, and I make him choose one now. Option 1, any non-essential over a limit needs a quick heads up first. Option 2, we each get equal fun money and no comments attached. He chooses option 2 because it feels cleaner and less parental. I add one condition. If you say tight, name what you will cut. He pauses, then says, I'll pause eating out this week, quietly. My shoulders drop because responsibility finally lands on both sides. The month is still tight, but the story stops being mine alone. I chose equal fun money because tight cannot be my private sentence. I chose that because fairness needs numbers and ownership, not vibes. There is no perfect budget, only a partnership that stays honest. Have you heard, we're tight right after someone bought something expensive? Which rule would help? A heads-up limit or equal fun money? Comment your line, and I will help you phrase it calmly.